Hello everybody, NGS here and welcome back to Arifureta Season 2. In the last episode, not much happened, honestly. It was a nice episode, but it was clearly a downtime episode to develop the characters a little bit, to develop their future goals, to establish their relationships a little bit better. And we did get all of that, right? We did get some additional development of the bond between Hajime and Miyu, and Miyu's mother, whose name I'm not sure was mentioned. Maybe it was. It probably was, but I forgot about it if it was. Sorry if I'm looking constantly to the right. I'm doing some audio adjustments last minute because I fiddled with settings a little bit. Maybe it's gonna be better. Maybe it's gonna be worse. I don't know. You guys tell me. Uh, yeah, and that was basically the bulk of the episode. The one most interesting thing here was the mm, probability, the perspective of. No, those are not the correct words to use here. The fact that Hajime might eventually be able to freely jump between dimensions. That's what I wanted to say. That is probably the most interesting concept in the entire series so far, because I think it would be actually the first. It would be the first isekai that I've seen, be it in manga or anime, where the main character can freely jump between worlds. Kinda, kinda gate, but I honestly don't. I don't think I would put Gate as a full-on isekai because they were never trapped there. They went there. They were never, I don't know, given some special powers or reincarnated there or anything of the sort. They were just able to go to another world. So it's a little bit of a different genre, if you ask me. It probably isn't. It probably still counts as an isekai, but I like to make the distinction. Uh, yeah, that's something very interesting. If we actually see that happen in the anime, if not, then I guess I'm gonna start reading the manga, or maybe they're gonna announce a third season. If they do announce season three, I will be actually overjoyed. Honestly, I didn't think I would be saying that about Arifureta, but if they announce season three, I will be absolutely overjoyed. And of course, there was also a second part to that episode, and that second part was about the downfall, the incoming downfall of the country, right? All of the soldiers and even higher ups were controlled by this void or whatever they called it. And that will be an issue because when your military is against the country, well, you don't really have a way to defend it. There are, of course, heroes, Hajime's classmates there, but question is how much will they be able to do, and how much they know. Do they even get information from the outside, or are they just locked up somewhere and have no idea what's going on? Let's not forget that Beef Stroganoff knockoff, whatever his name was killed by also one of Hajime's classmates, the Incel. So that will certainly complicate the matters as well, because he was kinda the only one higher in the hierarchy who realized that something was wrong, and he was the biggest supporter of Hajime's classmates. Now that he's gone, there's only the princess, but the princess is a child, so we can't really expect too much out of her. But she is our only hope. Whether she decides to contact Hajime's classmates and tell them how it is, or she decides to contact Hajime himself, that of course remains to be seen, but her contribution will be crucial in solving the entire issue. That much I'm absolutely sure of. What else that needs mention about the whole situation? I don't think there's anything more. It's just that we are slowly but steadily, not even slowly, we are steadily progressing towards a great climax of the current arc. Right? Hajime is now set off for the final labyrinth, for the final dungeon. The battle for the country seems to be also very close, with how many of those soldiers are now corrupted and controlled. So we will see two big storylines fully unfold in the coming episodes. What will today's episode bring? I don't know. But shit is gonna start hitting the fan. That much I'm absolutely sure of. What I do wonder, however, is what will be left in the story, right? Because getting to the dungeon is the end goal. It's the end game for Hajime, right? He wants to get through the last dungeon and find magic that will let him go back to his world. Assuming he does find that magic, what will be keeping him in this world? Right? Like, we know that he will battle the goddess and whatnot, but you would think that him acquiring this magic would be an end of the series. He grabs his harem, he goes back to Japan, and they live happily ever after. If any of his classmates want to go back, he can arrange that as well. Right? It feels very, very much like an end of the series as a whole. But I know that both the manga and the light novel are still continuing past the point where season 2 will end, so that is something very interesting to me. What will they introduce to keep the story going? Right? What will be Hajime's reason between what will be Hajime's reason to still remain the hero of the story if everything is solved in the end? I don't know. I guess we will have to wait and see, and we won't be able to see if we don't watch this episode, right? So I'm gonna give myself some sound, you guys some subs, and let's start Arifureta Season 2, Episode 8, version by subs, please, in 3, 2, 1, go. And this is Rooibos with cinnamon and orange. Yeah, what's going on? Oh, they've been looking for the missing guards? He did. That's why he's been unlived. No, he's not. I'm sorry to say it, but he's most definitely not well. He's the opposite of being well. He's very, very unwell, you could say. I wonder where this is going. I really do. Hajime's story, I know where it's going, right? He's gonna conquer the last labyrinth, that's obvious. He's gonna fight the goddess. It's been shown in episode 1 and even in the OP. But I wonder what's gonna happen with Hajime's classmates. That's that's the most interesting right now to me. Yeah, they have to rescue their teacher. They have to save the country somehow. I'm assuming they will have to protect the princess. They will have to save the king somehow. There's a lot of things that they will have to do, and they are kept completely in the dark. And they don't have such strong powers as Hajime does. They are your everyday generic book standard quote unquote heroes who are incomparable in strength to Hajime. So will they manage to do it on their own, or will Hajime have to step in? That's also something that might happen. A disturbing darkness, huh? Oh, okay. Because he's a dirty incel. Kill both of them. No, not gonna be that easy. Is anybody gonna save him? Yeah, I don't think a fart cloud is gonna be enough. And you should be really, you're fighting for your life. You don't have the. Yeah, you shouldn't be making them take a nap. You should be making them fucking commit and live. Time for a beheading. Why are you letting him speak? Why are you getting into a discussion? Why are you giving him time? Why didn't you kill anybody here? They weren't dead. They weren't dead because this fucking idiot didn't want to kill them. Because everybody is mind controlled. He's gonna jump out the window? He's gonna jump out the window. Okay. So at least he's gonna remain alive. No, yeah, come on! Paint the world in crimson. What are you. Dude? Uh. The goddess has descended. The goddess has descended. Oh no, she's just a messenger of God. And he's dead. Should have at least killed Daisuke. Like, fucking idiots. Left and right. Is that the nun? Oh yeah, I'm sure nobody will be able to recover those letters that you so meticulously destroyed. How will anybody uncover the secrets of those letters that were so deviously crumpled? Uh, Not only the good guys are idiots, the bad guys are idiots as well. Yeah, stop talking and help them. We all know you're gonna do it sooner or later. Princess? Okay, Hajime, time to roll up. Yeah, no need to ask him twice. Uh, yes, absolutely. I have no clue what driving school you went to, but I like it. Uh, that's how you solve problems. Yes. You don't knock them out, you don't put them to sleep, you fucking put a bullet in their skull. Whomst? Princess. Or not. I don't remember her. Who is she? One of the classmates? Okay, so now Hajime learns about the situation in the capital and goes on to help? Or. Yes, please, tell us. Oh, so it is the princess. Or it's like a different princess. Because the one that saw the teacher being kidnapped was a kid, and she seems a little bit more grown up? Or is it her? But she just changed the hairstyle. Okay, so it's her. No more questions. Yeah, she changed the hairstyle, she no longer has the tiara. That's why I was mistaken. Okay. How did she get here, though? With some weird random convoy? But he was already mind controlled by then. And you witnessed the kidnapping. The only person in the capital who has a brain. I swear. The princess is the only person in the capital who has a brain. Good on you, girl. Good on you. Yeah, the god probably wouldn't have wanted you meeting. Hajime? No? No comment. Okay. Yeah, gotta protect the waifu. Yeah, that's true. She did get kidnapped because he told her about all those things. Oh, so they're not. So they weren't headed for the final labyrinth yet? Did they have to head to the Holy Mountain one way or another? Uh, yeah, trust her to make a comment like that, huh? Excuse me, what the fuck? Unidog summoning Satan? Okay. My suspension of disbelief is suspended permanently when it comes to this show. So, your students are doing fuck all. Hajime is going to save you, however. Ask and ye shall receive. uh, just casually standing in the air. No, she was just fantasizing about you. A comedy of misunderstandings. She just wants to join the harem, Hajime. Can't you tell? The princess did. Also, probably an odd comment, but her stockings are holding up unusually well for being in a in a dungeon. Not a single tear on them. Yeah, you are actually the first person she wanted to see. Kiss? No, just hand holding. Uh, you better steel yourself because another one of your students is gonna die. I don't predict Daisuke living for particularly long. Headpats? Yeah, sure. Like he gives a fuck. Where would be considered safe, though? In the Beastman village, in one of the labyrinths? Hmm. Oh, I mean, everybody there is mind broken, so I doubt they are capable of surprise. The goddess? The god's envoy or whatever? The angel lady? Yep, that's the angel lady. The Valkyrie or whatever you want to call her. Noint. Apostle. Okay. Okay, so now it's time for the battle of the season, I'm assuming. Question is Noint gonna be defeated or is she gonna be turned into a waifu? Honestly, both probabilities, both eventualities are equally probable if you ask me. Hajime's harem still has a couple of open spots from what I heard. In the light novel or in the manga, I think in the light novel, he's already at like 8 harem members, so there is still a place. Hmm. I did not expect this fight to happen so early. It's only episode 8. I expected it to happen in episode 11, maybe 12 even. But no, we're doing it in episode 8. Interesting. Very interesting. Could it be that in episode 9 Hajime wins that battle? In episode 10 they save the capital. In episode 11 they go for the final labyrinth. And episode 12 is the end episode of the series? That kind of fits. Invasion of the capital. Okay, so he's gonna defeat the Valkyrie and he's gonna save the capital in episode 9. Or episode 9 might be showed from the perspective of Hajime's classmates. That would be something interesting. Okay, let's go through this episode again, as usual. Just couldn't fall asleep. Yeah, that's weird that they were looking for guards, haven't found anybody. They didn't meet the captain or anything, and they aren't, like more on their guard. I'd expect them to at least, stay at least 2 or 3 of them per room. And like she's alone in her room. Those 3, maybe also each of them has her own room. They're very carefree for what's going on in the capital. They don't know all the details, right? But they do know that something is wrong, and despite that, they're so carefree. Yeah, the captain is alive. But not for long, because he's a fucking idiot. Take a nap. And let's talk to Daisuke, let's talk to the traitor. Yeah, sure, let's give him a chance to explain himself, to talk a little bit. Let's do absolutely nothing, just stand there and let him monologue. And I've got time. Daisuke, please explain yourself. Why did you try to stab me in the back? I'm a very understanding man. So I'm just gonna stand here slowly bleeding, and I'm gonna give you time to stand up, to maybe cast some magic. Oh, those guys are slowly rising back up. Yeah, I have my honor. I'm gonna let them stand up fully. I'm not gonna disturb them. I treated them in a very rude way, so it would be even more rude of me to prevent them from standing up, right? How the fuck did he become a captain? Things like that really, 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 really irk me a lot. Same, not the same, but very similar thing happened in Sabiku Ibisco recently, in the recent episode. Instead of killing the villain, ensuring that the villain is dead, they just kinda. Yeah, the villain is probably unconscious. Maybe he's pretending, maybe not. I'm not gonna bother checking. I'm not gonna bother, ensuring he's dead. We're just gonna try to run away. Oh no! The villain wasn't incapacitated and he's attacking us again. How could we have possibly prevented that? I fucking hate that trope. I absolutely abhor it. If there's one trope that I would like to see completely eliminated from the face of the earth, that would be it. The main character stands doing nothing while the villain slowly regains their strength. I hate it. I hate it. You know, I'm able to, swallow it when it's someone who's not really a fighter that does it, right? Some random dude gets attacked, smacks the attacker with a frying pan in the head. The attacker lays down unconscious, and sure, right? Your everyday, regular, just dude won't be trained to kill. He won't find it within himself to kill another human being, or monster being, or just, sentient being. But he's a captain of the Royal Guard. The same in Sabikui Bisco. Bisco is a fighter. Jabi is a fighter. Milo became a fighter. But sure, let the villain walk. I fucking hate it. And I started liking this side of the show, right? The adventures in the capital. But now, I liked it at the beginning, right? Oh, it turns out that the captain isn't dead and he can still fight, and he fights, he holds on his own, knocks everybody unconscious, but then he does absolutely nothing with the advantage he got. Then he jumps out of the window, and I'm like, yeah, sure, he's gonna escape and he's gonna take his revenge, paint the world in crimson, he's gonna blow up the room, and he's like, actually, actually no, just gonna stare. That's a it's a cool brick there. That's a really interesting pillar. I highly enjoy the architecture of our country. It Wow, the beauty of this pillar completely made me forget about my attackers. Life is good. Pillars are beautiful. Like, the fuck are you doing? Finish them off or run. Don't stand there like a fucking electric pole. Everything they do is half baked. You got them right. I'm with her. Everything the humans do is half baked. And now the villain seems completely incompetent. Just crumbles the letters. No one's gonna be able to read it now. What? I, I was expecting that she's gonna set it on fire with some magic or something, but no, just a wad of paper laying there. Evidence destroyed. Mission accomplished. Oh, so stupid. It's funny. It really is. Uh, maybe, maybe everybody in the capital, everybody besides Hajime and Hajime's team, is shown to be utterly incompetent, and everybody shares a single brain cell to elevate Hajime even more. But does he need to be elevated? Even if you made his classmates and the captain and everybody else competent, that would still leave Hajime being hyper competent. There's no need to make everybody around Hajime an utter fool. There's no need for that. And yeah, Hajime is the only one here who has the correct thinking. If you see a bandit, just fucking drive through them. Shoot them up. Do a drive-by. Eliminate the danger. He wasn't gonna stop their park and say, "Hey, fellow gentlemen, whatever are you doing here? Top of the morning to you. My name is Hajime. What might be you desire?" No, he just rolls in and shoots everybody. That's the correct course of action. He's not discussing with them. He's just blasting heads. Like, I know that it's easy to talk that if what would you do? What would I do if I were to find myself in a situation like this? Well, I'd probably shit my pants first of all, but I certainly wouldn't be standing there just looking and not doing anything. I'd probably be running for my life. If I had the gun, I would probably be shooting. I mean, it's kill or be killed situation, right? And they have swords and I have a gun. I certainly wouldn't be doing what the captain did, just nothing. Any sort of action is better than inaction. Whether you decide to run, scream for help, attack, defend yourself, anything is better than just standing still. And again, I'm not saying that I would be, rolling in, guns blazing, and that I would grab a pen from a pen holder and kill everybody in the room with it because I'm some kind of fucking John Wick. No, but I'd at least run, not stand there. Yeah, I was kidnapped. The capital is fucked. What's this? Random unicorn dogs summoning Satan. That came completely out of nowhere and had absolutely zero consequence. From what we've seen, maybe that magic circle summoned all of the demons that then rushed for the capital. But it wasn't shown anywhere, so it's just a random moment of dogs swiping some dirt and summoning Satan. Of course, Hajime to the rescue, a little bit of a comedy of misunderstandings. And her stockings are absolutely immaculate. They must be a magic item or something. There's straw, there's rough stone, and there's not a single tear on them. Who's the manufacturer? You can make millions selling indestructible stockings. I'll do what I want. I'm gonna go against the church. And yeah, the demons are attacking. Attacking solid color blobs. And you surely remember when I talked about why CG looks very different from regular 2D art. I'm gonna repeat it. In case you didn't hear about it. This is a good, this is a good shot. Look at Hajime's hand. Base color, shadow. Look at his color. Base color, shadow. His hair. Base color, shadow. There's only, whatever it is, on her hair. Base color, shadow, some highlight. What else would there be that was drawn into the... Yeah, base color, shadow everywhere. Even on the car. The car is CG, but it keeps to the base color, shadow, base color, shadow. There isn't any more colors than 2 per element. That's why this car actually looks good. It actually looks good and doesn't look like garbage CG. In contrast, look at those ogres. There's base color, there's shadow, there's highlight, and there's another highlight. Or depending how you look at it, there's base color, there's highlight, and there's two layers of shadow. Right? That's why it doesn't look like CG. That's why it doesn't look like 2D. And also notice all the details everywhere. Those shadows and those highlights aren't just blocky. The face, you can see all the wrinkles, and yeah, you can see all those details and everything. As it moves, the detail changes, and it doesn't look. Look at the hand, how wavy the border between the base color and the shadow is. That's why it looks bad. Those big monsters, however, they are either hand drawn or they are actually good CG. Hard to tell which is it, because they use the base color shadow duo, right? All the other monsters, this one big lizard dude, also base color shadow. All the ogres have like 4 colors to them, and it doesn't look great. There was also some sort of a dragon. Yeah, the demon general's dragon, and it looks like shit because it has texture on it. Yeah, the Taurus vaporized, and here comes the Valkyrie waifu that Hajime will have to fight or bring into the harem, whichever he decides to do. And that's really it. Not much happened in this episode again, but what did happen was of very high significance, right? The captain of the Royal Guard being defeated, that has a very high significance. The invasion on the capital, a turning point, really. The appearance of the Noi or Neo or whatever the fuck her name is, the apostle of the god Emir or whatever the fuck his name is, that was very significant. Rescuing Ai, very significant, right? Not much happened to push the story. No, that's not the right way to say it. A lot of setup happened, and not much of like middle, not much of end, but a lot of beginnings. We now have the battle with the apostle set up. We now have the siege, the attack on the capital set up. And we now have the potential of I don't know, Hajime's classmates maybe fighting. There's a lot of setup to it, and in the coming episodes, we will be going through what was set up, and we are gonna be developing it. I am left wondering how exactly is it gonna be done. The title of the next episode is like what, Attack on the Capital or something like that. But Hajime is right now in the position to fight with that apostle. So are they gonna do a very quick fight with the apostle, like half an episode of a fight and half an episode of fighting of the attackers on the capital? Are we gonna see some split storytelling? And Hajime is gonna fight the apostle, and meanwhile Hajime's classmates are gonna be defending the capital, or is the entire episode gonna be solely about Hajime's classmates defending the capital? Either of those options are likely. I don't think it's gonna be the third option. Yeah, so far every single episode included Hajime. I mean, he is the main character of the show, so it's no wonder that Hajime is in absolutely every episode. But that does make the possibility of the of episode 9 being solely focused on his classmates a little bit more unlikely. But the two other possibilities, they aren't all that great either, because every episode is like what, 24 minutes long or something like that. that would mean the fight with the apostle wouldn't take more than like 10 minutes, and that would be fairly anticlimactic. From what we were shown in the OP and in the first episode, it's supposed to be like a huge, big, climactic battle of Hajime against someone who is more or less his equal. But if it ends in 10 minutes, I'm not sure if it's gonna have appropriate amounts of impact. And the siege itself, well, the siege, the attack on the capital, will probably continue well into episode 10. Very hard to kind of make precise predictions when is something gonna happen. We know for sure that Hajime is gonna fight the Apostle and that the demons are gonna attack the capital. What's gonna become of Ai? What's gonna become of Hajime's classmates? What's gonna become of Hajime's team? All of that remains to be seen. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly is gonna happen. I have a vague idea, and I believe that you do too. But we will have to wait for episode 9 to know fully what's actually gonna happen. One thing that surprised me is that the Holy Mountain is apparently another labyrinth. Are there more labyrinths are there out there than there are labyrinths necessary to open the final one? Like extras? Or would Hajime have to conquer the Holy Mountain one way or another, and they were headed there instead of into the Beastman territory to conquer the final dungeon? I'm not sure. If it was explained better in the light novel or in the manga or whatever, do let me know. Just keep things spoiler free. I want to ask that of you to not spoil me anything. I want to experience it all myself. So, all in all, a good episode whenever Hajime was on screen and his team. Not that great whenever someone besides Hajime was there, because everybody acts like a complete idiot except Hajime and his team, which doesn't sit well with me. Not at all. Not whatsoever. Maybe it was handled differently in the light novel. Maybe the captain of the royal guard just staring at the wall was supposed to be him frozen by fear by the sheer presence of the apostle or something like that. I'm not sure. If it was supposed to be like that in the light novel and you read it again, let me know, be it in the comments or on my Discord. My Discord is open to everybody. Link in the description. You can join it if you want. But again, spoiler free. You know the drill. If it was handled differently, I'd be curious to hear how it was handled, because in the anime it seems like the captain is just an idiot, just a bumbling idiot who I have no idea why he got the position. That's just how it is, but that might very well be just adaptation woes. I guess we'll see. Anything else that bears mention? I don't think so. We're just gonna have to wait for episode 9. I'm not gonna stretch that outro any further, any longer than it needs to be. I'm just gonna tell you guys to leave a comment down below, telling me what you thought of this episode, what you thought of my reaction, of my theories, of my dislike for that particular trope of the hero being a bumbling idiot. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but if you did, then tell me why so I can improve, so that you might want to like the next video that's done better, more to your liking. You can join my Discord server, as I already mentioned, link in the description. It's open to everybody, completely free, there's no paywall or anything. Join it, talk about things. There's spoiler tags there, so if you have some actual spoilers for Arifureta, you can spoil them there, and I'm not gonna look at them, but fellow people who have read the light novel might want to click on them and discuss spoilery things with you. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of future releases, not only Arifureta, but yesterday I released Symphogear tomorrow I'm gonna be releasing Sabiku Ibiska. Hopefully the upcoming episode is gonna be better. And besides that, there is also Tokyo 24Ku, which got much better in the last episode, in complete opposition to Sabiku Ibiska, as well as Those Frontline, which is also, picking up some steam. So if you're interested in any of those shows, there's gonna be cards in the top right corner with playlists. You can head over there and click them and watch them if you want. If you really like what I'm doing, you can support me on Patreon. Link in the description. For $1 a month, you get a special role on my Discord server. It gives you an orange name and gives you access to a Patreon-only channel. For $10, you get early access to non-seasonal shows. This season, it's Symphogear. And lastly, of course, share this video if you know someone who would like it, because the more you guys share my videos, the more YouTube itself promotes them, and the more people see them, and the happier I am, because people are watching my content, and that is the goal of every content creator, ultimately. So, that's gonna be it from me for today. My lips are super dry, and I'm out of tea, so I'm gonna have to make myself a new cap, and as always, do the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers! And this is yet another thing you get if you decide to support me monetarily. No matter the amount of your subscription, you get to be in the credits.